if you watch this in the right theater, that's not even only conveyed visually, but you can feel that struggle through the vibrations of the sound. You know, the moment that he's trying to keep that car in line, you feel the rumble.
I wonder
of the audio.
How this would be in 40X.
I would not do that.
That's why I'm going to see it.
Yeah.
I'm going to see it again in 40X.
That shit, that seat will get up and drive your ass around the block.
Why do you just move it? Why move like that?
Shit, I should have sprout wheels and speed down the street. Double Toasted's 11th year anniversary party is coming up. Join us for a full weekend of live music, shows, comedy, after parties, a movie screening, and more. Get your tickets by going to dtanniversary.eventbrite.com and use the QR code right there to take you to the site and get your tickets today. And I'll be back at the Broadway Comedy Club June 27th for my own style of sit-down comedy. You'll also be doing some open mic. So get your tickets now by going to doubletoastedny.com. Use that QR code right there. Or you can go to doubletoasted.com. First, there was F1, the race. Now there's F1, the movie, the one we've all been waiting on. I know people go to F1 every year looking at those cars saying, man, this would be great as a movie. This is good, but you know what this really needs to be? A movie.
Listen, when you're actually there, you're like you're there waiting, and then boom, the cars go, and you wait a while, and it takes forever, and they come back around. Boom. This way, you actually get to see the race.
Right, exactly, yeah, and you get more variety. You just look at a car go by. Damn, you know these cars need some story, some plot.
I never got that though. People that go to these races, I'm like, well, I'll go to there just see the car go by for 2 seconds, and then wait another minute for them to show back up.
Yeah, they go there to do this and this. Right.
Yeah.
And then they sit back for a little while.
What lap are they on?
Oh, people. But now that we got the movie right here, what's the movie about? They just can't have a movie. They just keep going around the circle. Put it on IMAX, you probably can. Yeah, you know, who knows? But this movie deals with Sonny Hayes, played by Brad Pitt. He was the rising star of the racing world. And then came the accident. You know, because all car races have an accident. No, not an accident. No, the accident. You know, the one that kills somebody. And they said, I will never race again. Except he did. He said, you know what? I would just never race that way again. But, you know, I'll race freelance.
There you go. Race when I want to race.
Exactly. I'll be like a cowboy, hired gun, except I'm a hired driver. I'll just go from town to town, racing in small races. I'll win the race for people. And then after that, I'll say, hey, you know what? Keep the trophy. I'm just in it for the speed.
Like a cowboy, just ride off into the sunset.
Just ride off into the sunset.
Drive off into the sunset.
There you go. That horse has wheels on it. Yeah. He moved, and then after that, he passes the trophy off and moves on to the next track, the next race. But an old friend comes back into Sonny's life, and he says, Sonny, you know what? My team sucks. You know, I mean, just shitty. And also doesn't help that I have a young driver he's great. He's awesome, but his little ass is cocky as hell and think he knows every goddamn thing.
Also, he's black. So.
And so, I don't want to say nothing, but, you know, I really want to get him off the team, but that ain't going to look right.
And British, too.
And his mom.
So if you can help me look not like a racist and not have to kick him off the team and just make my team better. Actually, that's not part of the story, but just help me.
That story I saw.
That's the movie we saw. But he says, hey, you know what? If you can just help my team be better, you, Sonny, you might just have a chance at greatness again. I mean, you're not going to make my team number one, but you will get that chance that you did not have a long time ago. Are you in or are you out? Well, we all know Sonny's in, otherwise we wouldn't have a movie.
Right.
But how is that movie? Let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer for F1, the motion picture.
You see this rough and tumble, old school cowboy.
Yeah? And are you turned on yet?
I think it's really wonderful that Apex are giving second chances to the elderly.
It's all right. Oops, is this on? Sorry.
You know what? She over there dressing him down when her panties just as wet. All that description. Just a cowboy who has to go his own way and don't listen to nobody.
Yeah. Yeah, keep on talking. Keep on talking yourself into that moisture.
You're just worried I'm quicker than you.
You say he was old. He not that old. That's a handsome man right there.
He gonna be your new stepdaddy.
You better be nice to that man, boy.
Brad Pitt would have done that shit.
I'm about to get some of that. Formula One, Formula movie. Actually, right here.
Boy, you couldn't wait to say that.
I've been waiting all week.
Boy, you like a movie critic from 1985. got those quips ready. Boy. Formula One, more like Formula Movie.
Waka waka.
Am I right? Who's with me?
You've been playing this all day. I've been playing this all week. I'm talking about. I mean, well, really, from the director of Top Gun Maverick comes Top Gun on wheels, really, right here, because they're basically the same plot.
It's more like Days of Thunder.
Our Days of Thunder. But I mean, it's a guy who was once the best in his field. Now he's a has-been because of his cowboy ways.
Yep.
He went too crazy. And it got him in trouble. But he has one last shot.
An old friend who recommends him.
An old friend brings him back in. But first he has to prove himself by teaching these young whippersnappers out here. I mean, it's the same film. I'm not saying that that's good or bad. Listen, like I said, that was a formula before Maverick came out.
Sure.
No, this is it's because with Maverick, that was cool, but you had the formula, or you had the movies like that before that film came out. But what made Maverick so special? And so and I'm saying this, making a point about this movie. See, with Maverick, it was a sequel that exceeded the first film. They had a first movie. The first movie was goofy. Maverick was much better written, arguably better characters. But because it's a sequel, we got to see the character, Tom Cruise's character, Maverick. We got to see him be cocky in that first movie. We got to see him think he knows everything. And now we see him in this movie where he's been taken down by a lot of pigs. Mm-hmm. He's still cocky, but but life is still kicking his ass a little bit.
And he sees the error of his younger ways.
Yes, and which he can pass on to younger pilots. Also, Maverick had that very deep emotional moment with Val Kilmer, where we knew Val Kilmer's condition. It was funny watching the history between these two guys become a redemption point between them both. The thing with F1 might be a formula of Maverick and many other movies, but F1 is not a sequel to anything. It's based on a race, and it doesn't have any of those moments I'm talking about. So, not only does it feel derivative of Maverick, but it feels derivative of many other sports films out there and things like that. It's also a shameless Apple commercial. There's going to be plenty of times Brad Pitt's going to make sure that you see him put on those AirPod Max, those Airbud or whatever they are. And I say this because this is an Apple movie.
It is an Apple movie. I mean, their name is almost bigger than F1 on it. Yeah. But I will say, for all that product placement, I never made a connection with
I only
Apple
noticed
with those headphones.
Yeah, I saw him a couple of times. Look, he's not talking to somebody and like, what did you say?
No, it's not.
Putting the headphones near the screen, anything like that. So, yeah, it is a derivative formula movie that is also a commercial for Apple products and Apple itself. But if you are going to make a derivative formula Apple commercial of a movie, make it fun, make it badass, and that's what they do with this movie right here.
Yeah.
Listen, story-wise, there is nothing new here. You can tell from looking at the trailer. You've seen the movie, all right? If you look at the trailer.
You've seen this movie your whole life.
Yes, you have.
From all the way back to the Bad News Bears, where you got the loser team that brings in somebody, and maybe this guy can turn things around, and it's not working for the longest time. And then somehow, they get it together, and things start working out.
Yeah.
Just in time.
Yeah, people.
Yeah, right? When they're like, man, we blow it this time, it's all over. Well, somehow they make it.
Yeah, people, it ain't nothing new here. That trailer just showed you like the short edited version of the movie, probably up until the end of the film. But that's why this works also. Ain't nothing wrong with being predictable sometimes.
No, yeah.
You know, and I tell you why. Because this feels like a classic blockbuster movie.
Yes.
And let me just emphasize classic, grounded blockbuster.
Yeah.
You know, back when you had things like Days of Thunder, back when you had Top Gun,
Yeah.
you know, back when, you know, you had movies that didn't depend on CG or even at the time, big kind of creature special effects and anything. You had practical stunts and great camera work going on. Amazing camera work. And so this is a racing movie, man. And camera work is one of the biggest highlights of this film. The cameras are not meant to just put you in the driver's seat. They meant to strap your ass in the front of the car. Have you screaming for your life, stop, slow down. Yeah. Have you ass like Mad Max and make your ass a hood ornament.
Hey man, you see that car over there? Come on.
You also get the cars, you know, you in addition to getting the car's POV, you know, you get the point of view of the car. You also get to be in the driver's seat. And those are incredible because you see the driver struggling to keep that car under control. And if you watch this in the right theater, that's not even only conveyed visually, but you can feel that struggle through the vibrations of the sound.
Yeah.
You know, the moment that he's trying to keep that car in line, you feel the rumble
I wonder
of the audio.
how this would be in 40X.
I would not do that.
That's why I'm going to see it.
Yeah.
I'm going to see it again in 48.
That shit, that seat will get up and drive your ass around the block.
Why these shit moving? Like that.
Shit, I should have sprout wheels and speed down the street.
No, thank God, a pit stop. Wait,
Yeah.
we're going again?
Yeah, man, it's wild because being that this is an Apple movie, there are benefits to this besides selling earphones and earbuds and stuff like that, or AirBuds, whatever they are. Apple designed a special camera based on its chip, its computer chips that they made for the laptops. They developed those cameras, made them small, got these big chips in there and processors and whatever. So now they put these cameras on the front of the car here so that you can get that feeling of either being the driver or the car. So I thought that was one of the biggest technical achievements of this movie because really, and this is not any hyperbole at all, when you see this on IMAX, as far as just being a racing movie story, yeah, we've been there a million times. But I just from a technical point of view or standpoint, it's one of the best racing movies I've seen, just as far as racing goes. Looking at it on IMAX. That's where we saw it on IMAX.
Yeah.
We saw one of the biggest IMAX.
It's the biggest IMAX
in Texas.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. What do y'all think, man?
No. You make a good point. It is stripped down, generic. Basic sports movie that does everything they all do. Especially, it's always an underdog story.
Yep.
But yeah, besides the effect you get from watching a big theater and how they film the racing to put you in the car, to give you a better seat for F1 than you could ever afford to have, unless you're a Saudi prince and you're also in the race. I think a movie like this, that's just staples. It lives and dies by the performances of its actors, or at least their charisma. And, Brad Pitt always has that in spades. He's the way she's describing him as the cowboy who goes his own way and doesn't listen to people and is always relaxed. That's him in most movies. Like in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's why everybody loved him.
He's the same character.
He's the same character in both movies.
Instead of handling Leonardo DiCaprio, he's had on a car.
Yeah. And
you're right about that.
And the mysterious past. Of course you go flock to him. Javier Bardem is great.
He's amazing.
Kerry Condon is really good. The guy who plays the kid, I should know his name. He's on Snowfall.
Damon. His last name.
Damson Idris.
Damson Idris.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. And they all work together. And it's all that going back and forth with each other that's what holds you in it and makes you not really stop and focus on the actual story.
Yeah, because the characters are fun to watch. They keep us entertained between races because, like I said, this is nothing you haven't seen before. Old school fights with Young Buck. Until they have to work together.
Yep.
To achieve a win or whatever. You You know the love interest the moment you see her when she walks in.
Oh my God.
The moment she walks in, you hear sploosh.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah, she spend that much time telling him about himself. It's like, girl, just tell me how you feel.
Yeah, you see, man,
you know what's gonna happen. With Brad Pitt, shit, he gonna get it one way or another.
Right. And you see, she telling him off, and he ain't even worried. He like,
listen, you see the love interest. You see that car driving a mile away. Yeah, she only buying time because she got to drop them drawers. For Brad Pitt.
Well, she got to put up a front first.
Me and my boyfriend, we broke up, or whatever the hell she said.
Well, I can't be easy. I can't just give it to you. I got to make you work for it.
Girl,
he's like, I ain't working for shit. You gonna give it to me.
Brad Pitt could have told her, we can just stop wasting time and do this shit now.
Right.
You bullshit.
Yeah, she's like, I don't get love with my crew.
Well, I ain't part of the crew.
Yeah, right.
Drop them.
What's that got to do with me?
Yeah, drop them draws. Yeah. We can speed this shit up like F1 and get to that ass. Come on now. What we gonna do? Dialogue is good though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
A lot of these movies, when you say that they're predictable, there's a difference between being predictable and actually giving people something that they know is coming and giving them something excited to see it.
Yeah.
We see these characters. If these characters are good, we get excited about, and even when we know where the characters are going, the stories are going, we see these characters interact. We're looking forward to that. We're looking forward to the story because they're making the story interesting, even though we've seen it a million times. And the dialogue in this movie is good. The performances are strong. Character of Sonny Hayes. And I'm already not saying anything Martin hadn't said already, but Sonny Hayes is written for a movie star.
Oh yeah,
like Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt is through this whole movie. He's the coolest guy in the room. He's the most stylish guy. His demeanor is laid back to the whole thing. Mm-hmm. He don't say much because cool speaks for itself.
Right. When he's insulted, he don't react to it.
He don't react to it. Age only makes him cooler and sexier.
Right?
Yeah, not only is he rugged, but he sees through everybody's bullshit. Especially the younger generation, always on that damn phone over there doing your little social media. Boy, I don't need no dating apps. I don't need to slide up in nobody's DM.
Right.
Slide up in that ass is what I do. I even like, I think that this kid is strong. Damson Idris.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, he plays the character Joshua Pierce. He's the young upstart here. He's a scene stealer, man. Mm-hmm. He commands the screen with confidence. Well, whenever he's on screen with Brad Pitt, they actually, that's an old thing, man. And if it's not done right, it gets old real quick. But these two strong actors going at each other, and with the strong dialogue that's written and that timing with each other, it's real fun to watch them, old school go against new school.
When was the last time you won a race?
Sunday, Daytona?
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant Formula One.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then same as you.
Yeah, you funny, Grandpa. Yeah, Grandpa whooped that ass.
All you do is laugh at that shit.
Don't come back at all.
Yeah, well, you're old.
You about to die.
Geezer. Yeah. I'm about to this chick over here. Yeah, sure. I'm about to get your mama too while you at it, boy, so you better watch out.
Well, yeah, his mom sure was talking his ass up, boy. Yeah.
She sure was, man. Javier Bardem in this, man, is as Martin was already saying, and Julian was already saying, Javier Bardem is, he's as cool as Brad Pitt. He's just a different kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He plays a team owner whose story goes where you expect it. But as I said, he brings his own kind of cool against Brad Pitt, and they're really great to watch together.
You think I brought you in to make my other driver quit?
Listen, he's cocky, he's arrogant, he's got a lot to learn.
You were cocky, you were arrogant, and you had a lot to learn.
But I'm white. I can get away with that shit. Man, those two are great together. I'm talking about how the races are the reason to see the movie. Mm-hmm. I don't want to give this man a bigger ego than he already got, but damn, Brad Pitt is just fun to watch. Yeah, I figured out Brad Pitt is one of the reasons why I keep watching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh yeah,
him and Leo are both very good.
Sure.
But I mean, he's cool.
Yeah,
he's just really cool, man.
No, he found what works for him.
Yeah. No, and the man is 61 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, he's 61 years old, man.
You don't look like it at all.
You gonna have sex with your mama too?
Hardly. Well, he can.
Yeah, maybe.
If he wanted to, he got it.
Yeah. Hey, look, if somebody's gonna do it, might as well be Brad Pitt.
I ain't gonna stop him. Hey, y'all in there too long.
And Carrie Condon, as we said, man, she's very good at trying to manage the egos on the team in the movie, but really she's just there to resist Brad Pitt until she got to drop them down. Let's admit it for what it is. Like I said, we've seen it all before, but if it's written well, it's no longer boringly predictable. It's something that we pleasantly expect to see, from scene to scene, man. And like I said, one of the things about the performances being really good in this movie and these characters being really fun to watch is that there's a lot of racing jargon in this movie, and you don't have to know any of it.
No, they dumb it down enough to where you can get it.
Not dumb enough for me because I'm still like,
oh no,
what's that?
I think I got it. After like a few races, I'm like, I get this.
You need to break it down like cargo vroom vroom. Fast. But yeah, the characters help gloss over that, man. Listen, this is the definition of old-fashioned summer blockbuster.
Yeah.
It really is. But of a simpler kind, and that's the biggest selling point with this film for me. It's not a sequel. It's not a convoluted story. Fun characters, not CG heavy, but it still has all the thrills that you need to see on the big screen. So yeah, I would. I'm not gonna give my rating yet because I don't know if y'all will finish. Especially you didn't get to say too much, please.
Oh
yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, so I didn't even know anything about F1. Like, I'm not even too big into racing movies. So seeing this one, I was just like, all right, my expectations weren't too crazy for this. But walking out that movie, I was like, man, this might be right behind Sinners for me. At least just for me. Like, this movie doesn't really have like a villain in the movie, just like Top Gun didn't.
I beg to differ, my friend.
It did have a villain, and the villain was predictable as hell too. I won't say who it is.
We're talking about that one guy, and I'm like, okay.
Well, the corporate. I won't say anything.
Okay,
I won't say anything, but they do have a villain, and it's very predictable too.
Yeah, I'd actually like to speak to that.
Please do.
Go ahead.
Well, like you guys, I was enjoying the movie, and I was like, yeah, it's good dialogue because these actors know how to bat it back and forth. Mm-hmm. Up until right before we go into the third act. Because it was just seemed like, all right, we've gone through the formula, and now it's time. And now it's time to just speed right on through that third act. And they went, Sketch, hold on. Before we do that, let's dump a bunch of extra conflict in here. And it felt forced. And I was like, this went from formula to formulaic, and the dialogue got really bad after that.
Yeah,
like dialogue was fine, but after that, I was like, this dialogue is suddenly horrible. And if people don't like the movie, because some people really didn't like it, I was like, from that point forward, I get it. And it just felt like y'all are making up. You're making up a bunch of. We got enough going on with just trying to win this race, and now you just put all this shit in here that really belongs in another movie or should have been mentioned before. And yeah, that's when we have the appearance of a villain. And I was like, this was really unnecessary and just so predictable. It's only thing that makes it not predictable is the fact that I thought you were better than this.
Yeah, you already have enough derivative stuff here that you managed to pull a miracle out your ass and make it work.
Yeah.
This is the derivative thing that did not. It's like, this is the one where it's like, all right, this is the predictable part of the movie that we did not need.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, it was that, but it was something just right before that, and I don't want to say what it was, but it was just saying like a shift where I was like, what the hell has happened? Because this was fine. And now what you wrote, have everybody saying it's just bad, but at least it's more action at this point. So we're just trying to win this race. But I just had to. That was just something that's like this kind of brought this down for me.
Oh damn! I guess I didn't see that as a villain because I was just like I just see it so much. So I was like, all right, I can kind of see where he's coming from or what he's doing. But look, I'll tell you guys, man, I had an absolute blast watching this movie. Like I said, definitely one of my favorite movies of the year. And Brad Pitt, man, Brad Pitt's charisma, just with everybody else he's sharing the screen with. was just great. And I thought that there was like really no bad actors in this one. So yeah, I had fun.
Yeah, what would you give it then?
I go high full. No, I don't know about high full price. I'll go full price.
Okay. How would you give it?
It's a good racing movie and a lot of fun, especially seeing it in IMAX. I don't think it's as good as, say, Ford versus Ferrari. I think that had better performances and a better, more engaging story. Plus, it was part of history that they were recreating there. But this is still, it's a crowd-pleasing movie. If you have high expectations, that might falter for you. But definitely see it if you're going to see it in IMAX. And it's more of it's kind of a low matinee for me.
Yeah. Listen, it's funny because I really did enjoy this movie. I parts of this movie that I absolutely love, and I actually want to see it again. It's right up there with something like Sinners, where like you mentioned, like I want to see this again. I don't know how high we'd be on my movies that I've seen this year, but I had such a great time watching this, and I had such a great time watching all the actors. I mean, come on, y'all. It's not bullshit, though. It's still, like I said, it's still a very formulaic and predictable film. But again, that's not always a bad thing. So it's going to be funny when I rate this because I'm going to recommend that you watch this on the big screen. I mean, that's just my recommendation. You know, I would say that you watch this on the best screen. If you can go see this on IMAX, please do. But I'm giving this a high, very, very high matinee. As we were talking about, the story just becomes a little bit more of a dip as it goes along, but still didn't ruin anything for me. I still loved most of this film. So yeah, very high matinee, extremely high matinee, very enthusiastic matinee, but don't let the matinee part fool you. See this on the big screen just for the incredible technical achievements of this film.
Yeah,
which,
it's a spectacle.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. You know,
they spent the money to give you the best product that they could.
Yeah, and listen, they could have got by with giving you less interesting characters. They could have got by with giving you less dialogue, but they gave you some great people to watch, especially Brad Pitt, and that's one of the things I actually want to see again too. I want to see some of these performances. I want to see Harvey Bardem again. I want to see Brad Pitt again. So it's what I would say is one of the most entertaining movies probably out this year, especially for the summer, man.
Yeah, summer,
it takes me back to when I saw Maverick. And Maverick is a better movie, I think, if you go by story, but just as far as entertainment value, this is up there, man. I really like it.
And I thought the movie did a job too because all of us, I would say, we don't really watch F1. We don't know nothing about F1. No. I thought this movie did its job. After the movie, I was like, okay, what's F1 all about? You know what I'm saying? Let me go study more on F1. I ended up bought the game for F1.
Well, I always think that with a movie, when it takes like a subject that you're not interested in, if it makes you interested then it really did its job.
Yeah.
And that third act I thought was amazing.
Here's want to do some fun facts?
Sure.
Kevin gave me some fun facts about this movie. Let me see.
This was shot on the iPhone.
It's so Apple-ish. He
says, I don't know if this is just coincidence, but the director of F1, Joseph Kosinski, and Tony Scott both directed a Top Gun movie, and they both directed a racing movie. So Tony Scott did what was it? Days of Thunder,
which it seemed like this would have been, with Tom Cruise, would have been the sequel to Days of Thunder, but I think he said he's still making a sequel to Days of Thunder.
Oh, is it? He's like, you better not. You haven't seen Days of Thunder?
No, I've never seen that one before.
Yeah, I'll show you a little trailer from it. Kevin King gave me.
About how you managed to live as long as you have.
There's nothing I can't do with the race car.
God damn!
I can tear it up so fast.
Especially run to a wall and kill some people.
Hey, that's funny as hell.
I can crash real good.
That's funny.
Let me see here. He also directed 2 memorable trailers for video games.
Oh, which one?
Okay.
He did. One was I remember one of them. It was a very popular trailer at the time.
Story mode game?
It was for. Yeah, it was a story-driven game, but action game, Gears of War.
Oh, okay.
No tomorrow, no tomorrow.
I like the way they playing this sad music.
I know.
And chainsaw and aliens and blood and everything. But I think he put the trailer together for that.
Okay. Aren't those just cutscenes?
That's what I was like. It's like,
Hey,
was
yeah,
that fan made?
Yeah, I mean,
cut scenes.
That shit don't even-
There was some music on
he
it.
was an editor at the time.
Okay.
Like, that song don't even fit in the trailer.
Yeah.
But you know what? It was a popular trailer at the time because of that song.
But that song is so overused. I hear that shit in everything.
Yeah. You know, I heard this song when you trying to open up that factory.
Oh, come on,
Mad world. All I see is food I cannot get to. What do I do?
Leave that boy alone.
And I think director Joseph Kosinski, Tron Legacy, Oblivion, Top Gun Maverick, should have made the Halo movie because of the commercial he made. That's right, he did do did he do a live action Halo commercial? I think he might have.
Has he done anything with Marvel yet?
No.
He should.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Let me see here. Yeah, because he did. Kevin put that in there too.
What?
That
Halo?
that he did the Halo commercial. Might be a live action Halo commercial.
Not yet.
There you go. Yeah, maybe so, man. I mean, probably couldn't be any worse than that Halo show that came a while back. Or would you look at that? You made it to the end of the video. That means you really like us. So just go ahead and press that like button and subscribe while you're at it. And check out our other channels, our social media like Instagram, TikTok, and our Patreon where we have new stuff coming up all the time. And we'll see you on the next video.